Welcome and thanks for joining me right here on my channel. The solution is you. I really do hope that you are enjoying your day. I appreciate you for taking time to visit my channel. Now, if you appreciate the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Let me go ahead and get right into the subject. Now, today's topic, a rare gem appreciates in value. So today's topic is for those who are in a serious relationship. Maybe you are someone who you've been dating for a number of months and you're looking to take things to the next level with your partner. You could be one that has been engaged for, say, a year or so, and you want to go ahead and take that next step into marriage. You may also be someone who is a young adult and just need a little guidance on what to look for or what you need to pay attention to or understand what not to do if you're looking to get into a committed relationship. So I've broken down the subject matter into two simple categories. So number one is union. So when you're looking to get into a serious committed relationship and you're looking for a rare gem, union is important. Now today I know we all have access to the internet and we consume a lot of videos that depict people of different walks of life living life as they choose, living freely and doing things as they please. And sometimes the things that we take in on a daily basis is not healthy when it counts the most. So in relationships, when we bring a lot of the things that we see daily that are unhealthy into our personal atmosphere, these things can interrupt the natural order of things as it relates to building a healthy household. And when we talk about union, union is about being together, cohesiveness, moving as one. And I know it's not only me, but I'm sure you guys also have seen people jump in and out of relationships as if it's no big deal. And one of the things I do is I always question why even be in a relationship if you're jumping out of relationships that easily. And, some of the people that we see, so some of the celebrities, for example, it's not just one relationship. These are several relationships. They get in a relationship, be with one person for 6 months, then turn around, they'll be with someone else for about a year and a half, then turn around, maybe marry someone for a couple of weeks and it don't work out. So this is not what a union, true union is. Union is supposed to be something everlasting as it relates to marriage. And I don't think that we generally take marriage that seriously. So why even get into marriage if it's not going to be taken seriously? So that's why the subject matter is geared towards those who are serious or looking to get into a serious committed relationship. So a union is supposed to be everlasting. And in a union, you're sharing more than just materialistic items. Materialistic items create so many problems in relationships. They divide many families based on, we see in divorces where people fighting over money and fighting over vehicles and jewelry and all sorts of things that have nothing to do with the crux of a union. And these things create many, many problems in relationships. And I know there are many, many people out here who share the same sentiment. We're all saying the same things. And contrary to propaganda, there are a lot of people who really want to go out and do the right thing. They really want to be, they're really great people who want to go out and build a great family, to spread love to others and be constructive and replicate whatever success that they are having. In order to do this, we have to understand how important a union is. Union is power. Because when we separate ourselves based on things such as jumping in and out of relationships and materialistic items, we basically give away any power that we have. Because when you are operating individually, you're not putting your heads together to be able to come up with solutions to solve problems that exist out here in the world. We're basically forfeiting our power and giving it to others, other cultures, or other individuals who may not have your best interests at heart, and they can kind of go and do whatever they want and spend things the way they want. So union is very important. Also, being selfish. In relationships, all too often we see situations where men are pitted against women. I still don't understand that. To a degree, when I see it go on and I'm seeing these things play out, like in the news, we see things happen all the time between men and women. And, we see domestic violence and we see people get hurt, people lose their lives over silly things. We understand why that happens, but a continuation of falling in the same traps over and over again, no matter who you are, these are things that I can't comprehend. And usually things are stemming from something that is very simple. Us as people, as man, we are the ones who make things complex. And a lot of times we go and we make things complex for reasons that will benefit us. It could be you're making money off of someone, so you want to spread misinformation, or you want to pour gasoline on fires when there's no need to, when you want to distract individuals. There's just so many reasons. So that's why I just want to keep things simple to union and growth, because these are the most important things when it comes to building a healthy relationship, therefore family and household, because these things can carry you so far. Talk less and act more. So a lot of times there is a lot of conversation being had, but there's no resolution that comes behind it. So there's a lot of he said, she said, or look at this person over here, look at that person over there. What is that person doing? But at the end of the day, we end up in the same position from where we started. And the only way that you can get past this is everyone has to understand the purpose in life. And I've always talked about this so often. Understanding your purpose, the reason why you're here, your drive, the thing that keeps you fulfilled each day. And when you're focused on purpose, your character will adjust. You basically will be, your all will be pulled into your purpose, and you will have a drive that will make you just want to go out and just do the right thing. And when you're doing the right thing, self-discipline kicks in, ambition kicks in. And when these things kick in, you want to see everyone win. It's only when you're selfish that you only look at what you have to gain, how things affect you, and you're not worried about others, which is individualism, which is not a great thing. Individualism is when the only thing that matters is you and how things affect you and nobody else. You're not worried about anyone or how things affect them. So that means more than likely you're not a person who will go out and look at blessing others. So a union is very important when it comes to building healthy relationships and to find that rare gem that appreciates in value over time. And the rare gem is the person who you are either committed to, that you share some likeness and you're looking at building and spreading love to others. This is a person who holds resources and knowledge and know-how. This person is resourceful and can back you up and support you and treat you like no other out there. Growth is very important. Not only is it important to build a strong foundation as a union between you and your significant other, but also growth is building on what you have established. And so it's important to establish a bond. So when you're jumping in and out of relationships, and we all have done this at some point, and when you're jumping in and out of relationships, you're not really establishing a bond. And so it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. And a lot of times, like I said, we are pitted against each other. We're pointing the fingers at who should lead and who should do what, when all of us, each of us, have a share of ownership to a certain degree. We all should have a certain level of responsibility, accountability, discipline, good judgment, using discretion. All of these things we each should have, which basically enriches our ability to build stronger relationships and let it radiate to others. And so when it comes to building a bond, if we're jumping in and out of relationships, that doesn't give us it's unfair to us. It's unfair to the kids if you have children, and not only your children, but the people who are looking at this, who are around you. May you have some siblings or you have some other members of the family who are looking up to us as leaders. And building a bond is huge, because if you're a person and you're never able to build a bond, therefore you have no interest in what it is that you're doing. So if you have no interest, then there's no building in anything that you have no interest over. And so again, I'm talking about people who are looking to have a serious relationship. Development. So if you're in a serious relationship or you're working towards being in a serious situation, development is huge. As the man, we are looked at as the leader, and there's no other option. That's the natural way things should be. As the man, we are the leader. And as a leader, we develop our woman and we give her knowledge and information, wisdom. We let her know what she's doing right, what she can improve on. We give her tips and things that can help save money and things that can help her be a better mother to her child, or things that could help her increase the value of her education, etc. Development is huge. And as we develop our significant other, by default, we're going to develop ourselves. Because we are the leaders, we should always be developing ourselves. So what I find in general is we spend a lot of time speaking on things that should already be a given. It should already be known. We should already know. There shouldn't be a debate on who the leader of a house should be or who the leader of a relationship should be. There should be no conversation that should be had on that. And that's wasted time. Development is huge. We should also be looking to inspire. So we inspire those by taking action, and not necessarily what you say. What you say is important, but more about what you do. We can sit around and talk about all the things that we accomplished or what we have, our things that we own and things like that, but it doesn't hit as hard as if we back it up with action and we do this consistently. That means we maintain composure and we go out and we lead by example and we do things accurately and efficiently, and we are proficient with the skills that we have, and we're always looking for more. We are very competitive as men, going out and conquering anything that we set our mind to, and we all do this in a composed way. Too often I see where us as men are out and we're throwing tantrums, we are going back and forth with women, and in some instances going back and forth with teenagers. And and things like that, we just really need to disregard and really channel our focus towards the things, the basics. Support. Not only is our woman supposed to be our greatest supporter, but we also supposed to reciprocate. So even though we are men and we can take care of ourselves and we are the breadwinners and we go out and we bring home the bacon, our job is also to support. That means that we're vulnerable to a certain degree. Because we're vulnerable, that humanizes us. And when we're humanized, this basically makes our significant other comfortable with who we are, and she's more likely to open up her mind to us, knowing that we're not holding ourselves way above her to where she will want to keep things hidden or keep things internalized. We always want to make sure that we leave an open door for our significant other or the person that you're interested in to be able to speak their mind, and when they're able to speak their mind, they're able to share ideas and things that will in turn help us to go out and be the best man that we can be. Not saying that we can't do that, but this isn't about just one person. This is about a union. And when we're talking about a union, you're trading ideas, you're trading thoughts. It's not just about yourself, it's about the other person. Even though we know what we're capable of, that takes a back seat when we're talking about our significant other. Also, trust is important. So when we're building a union, we have an established foundation. We're building on that foundation. We're looking to grow our relationships. Trust is very important. And usually trust will follow behind all of this that I just went over. Trust is something that you don't buy. You can't buy trust. If you don't have a partner that can trust you, then nothing else that you do will sink in. And I see this every day. I see it every day. When we look at people in these courtrooms, in divorce court, or you're in child support hearing, we hear people talking about, well, I'm paying the bills. Well, I'm taking care of such and such kids, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. None of that matters if a person doesn't have their trust. If you don't have their 100% trust in you, none of that matters. And so, it's very important to understand these lessons, to be able to just sit still and sometimes just take in some of the basics, the things that we get away from because we are so consumed in the fast pace of life and dealing with different things that come our way. And I believe that it's just so important to get back to the basics. There's a time for everything. There's a time for entertainment. There's a time to chit chat and just talk about things that really don't impact life in a way that's going to improve your lifestyle. But then there's also a time where sometimes you have to just get back to basics and really sit down and take in information that's going to help you. Not always new information, but sometimes just a refresher just to put you back on track. I know sometimes, we should all have mentors, and I have several people that I utilize as mentors, and I listen to the same message over and over. Even in the back of my mind, I know certain aspects of life and I know what I should do in certain situations, but a lot of times it's helpful just to go back and get a refresher, get back to the basics. A lot of times I tell myself, man, you got away from that. You need to get back to doing that. Why did you get away from doing things that way? You've always done it that way, just to try it this way, and that didn't work for you. You need to go back to doing things the simplistic way, because usually the simplistic way are the things that are built on nature and and this is how the world operates. The world operates off of things that we do repetitiously, and a lot of times we lose focus of that because of all of the noise. And that's why it's important to have quiet time, because when you have quiet time, you have time to think and you have time to contemplate on your accomplishments, your failures. And when you think about these things long enough, you think about ways to improve and ways to do things differently. Same thing when you're in a relationship. When you're in a relationship and you've done something, you made some type of mistake, or you said something to your spouse that you didn't mean to say, and if you were to not remove yourself from that situation and you just going back and forth, you're going to end up saying something or doing something that you're going to regret without thinking. That's why it's important to have quiet time, not only in a situation where there's a heated moment, but just you have to consciously make an effort to pull yourself to the side at any point of the day and think about what your next play is, or think about what you could do differently, or think about when you had a success, what do you need to do to maintain that success? So these things are very important when you're looking for your rare gem. A rare gem is something that is not plentiful. A lot of times when we talk about relationships, we have people who are looking in the same dating pool. They're pulling from the same group of individuals, getting the same results, and not looking for the rare gem. A rare gem just doesn't pop up because you've overlooked or ran into so much misfortune. So you just call somebody a rare gem for the sake of calling them that. A rare gem is something that is discovered, and it is discovered by someone who has a keen eye based on things or perspectives they have developed over time. And when you've developed these perspectives over time, you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. It's just like if you're on a job or you are a professional, you have a career and you've been doing the same thing for a long time. You have an eye for when things are out of focus, when things are going off track, or when you see an opportunity. You have a keen eye on what it is that you want, and you go right to it and you fix it, or you grab that opportunity, and it was almost like it was given to you because you have a keen eye on what it is. Same thing with relationships, same thing when you're looking for a rare gem. When you know what you're looking for, and based on the mistakes and your failures from the past, you know what to avoid, you know the pitfalls. Also, you know the opportunities, you know what a real opportunity looks like. You can feel it. It's something that's in your heart. So that's what I'm saying. When you get back to the basics, when you are building a union and you have all of those qualities of building a union and you're hooked on growth, everything that you touch, you're looking to enhance and you're looking to move forward. You want to do that for everyone around you, not for just your family, but that special someone will take pride in you, will back you. You won't have to worry about anybody backstabbing you. And the last point I want to make is when we talk about dating, there's too much focus on the now, what we see now. Back in the day, there would be a focus on who is going to take care of you if something happens to you. Are you going to have someone that is likely to step out on you with someone else as soon as things get bad for you? So if you were to break both legs, or if you was to come down with a major sickness, is that the person you're going to invest your time in? Someone who could likely step out on you as soon as things go bad because you haven't built that union. You haven't grown together. That means you haven't developed a bond. Somebody who hasn't developed a bond with you is more likely to leave you in a serious situation. These are things that we all have to think about. And these are serious things if we're talking about being with someone and being in a committed relationship. You can't have that without talking about these basic principles. So go out, find that rare gem, and watch your value skyrocket. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.